Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back once again to Fat Cat Collections. Today, guys, going to be a shorter video. Wanted to do kind of a buyer beware video about Lexani wheels, and I have to tell you, I'm really disappointed with the quality of Lexani wheels. So if any of you have been watching me for a while, you guys know I'm a huge car enthusiast. Although I'm not filthy rich, I don't have a fleet of cars. I got three. They're older, but I just absolutely love the body lines, and I baby these cars. Two of the vehicles don't ever see winter time. Basically, they're in the garage, in a heated garage throughout, I'd say, about 10 months out of the year. The cars rarely have they ever seen rain. For the most part, like I said, I get insurance on the cars, and I drive the Solara and the Jaguar during the summertime months. So again, not a lot of temperature changes. Again, not a lot of miles on the cars. The car that we're going to talk about today is the Jaguar S-Type. I have Lexani R4s. And I went with Lexani's because in the past, I've had a lot of different brand wheels. And I have to tell you, the best wheels I've ever had was my set of Antares. They were the original wheels I put on my Honda. And they lasted for a good, I'd say, 12 years before the chrome started to flake on the inside of the bead. Eventually, that created a problem where they wouldn't hold air anymore because you have to have that bead, be in good condition. And so I had to swap them out. Now, since then, I've gone through a lot of different wheels on several of my Honda, and really, when it comes to chrome, chrome is always going to be a little bit of an issue because chrome doesn't really want to adhere to aluminum. Now, I expected a brand new set of Lexani wheels that would have the quality of my Antares, but they just don't. My Antares lasted a really long time, and the Lexanis that and again, my Antares were driven rain, snow, sleet, you name it, they were out in the elements. The Lexanis, like I said, I'm on the original tires. It's not like a tire has been put on and off the wheel. Pretty much got the wheels brand new, put them on. Those tires have been on there since I got them. And I got those roughly in, I would say, probably about 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. Like I said, the car I bought with 11,000 miles, and I think I have 113. So hardly any miles. I think I probably put maybe 500 to 1,000 miles on the car every single summer. Not much, if even that. So these Lexanis, I mean, the tires are almost brand new. So basically, I had one of my wheels was leaking a little bit of air. So I went into one of my local tire shops today, and unfortunately, the tire is destroyed. They were nice enough to almost comp me for a new tire. It's going to be a mixed match, but these things happen sometimes. But I'll tell you, the Lexani wheels I'm so disappointed. Now, they're not destroyed, and I haven't looked at the other three wheels, but on the inside of the bead, there are 3 spots where the chrome has started to flake, started to bubble. And that just shouldn't happen. That should happen for a wheel that's in the elements, that's exposed to salt and road grime and everything else. These wheels are absolutely babied. I mean, even when I took the wheel off the car and brought it in there, because I have the Jag in the garage right now for the winter time, so there's no insurance on it. So I took it off, drove it over with my Honda. He couldn't believe the wheel. He's like, this looks like it just came out of the box. I mean, absolutely mint. Even though I don't drive the cars in the wintertime, so they're always clean, the undercarriage, everything, I still detail the car every year to get the dust off it. So, I mean, like I said, the cars are babied, the wheels have been babied, and there's really no excuse to have a bead starting to bubble on the inside of the wheel. And what eventually that'll lead to, it doesn't get better, that'll eventually lead to a destroyed wheel. And, I can understand that if you're paying $600 for a set of wheels with some eBay specials. I've had those. I've had to resort to getting eBay specials because, my Honda, there's not a lot of wheels in 4-lug anymore that are made. But when you go with Lexani, you pay a premium for that name. Lexani is one of the more, I'd say pricier wheels out there. There's other brands out there you can get for about half the price that have kind of copied some of the, their clones of the Lexani R4. Lexani's kind of known to be put on expensive cars. I mean, if you look on their website, they got cars, Jaguars, Mercedes, Ferraris, all kinds of different vehicles they're throwing their wheels on. And I gotta tell you, I'm just super disappointed. I would never buy another set of Lexani wheels. I expect a wheel that's subjected to the elements to eventually, especially in chrome, to eventually have problems, to develop problems. But perfect example is my Solara. My Solara, I've had those Corsa Polaris 5s on that car since 2008. And they're on the original tires. I do need to get tires for them, but there's not a hint of any issues, at least on the outside of the wheel. So hopefully I don't see any kind of issues with them, but you know, they're pretty old. These Lexanis are awfully new to be having any kind of chrome problems. And again, on a wheel that's never subjected to the elements. What that tells me, that if these wheels were sitting on the showroom somewhere, they would have a problem, right? Because they're just sitting there, and there's nothing inside of a wheel to create or inside the tire to create that kind of situation, you know. Now water does tend to cause rust, right, and things that don't dry out. So you would expect possibly some issues if you had a situation where water was trapped and the vehicles, you know, maybe you live in an area where you get a lot of rain, it's constantly wet. Not the case here. This thing is in the garage, you know, through any kind of weather. And if it rains, I'm pretty anal about my vehicles. If I have my car completely clean, like these summer vehicles, I have the undercarriage defenders all arm rolled up and clean. If it rains, I tend to not drive the car. I'll take the Honda out. Like, I don't. If I get stranded somewhere, sometimes I'll almost wait out the rain before leaving just because I want to keep the car in such mint condition. So extremely disappointing. And, you know, again, there's hundreds of different wheel manufacturers out there. When you're getting a set of Lexanis, you know, you should not have issues like this. I mean, this is an expensive wheel. You know, remember, you know, wheels back in the day were a lot more expensive. I remember my Anteras, I paid $600 a wheel for an 18. And as time has gone on, there's a lot more manufacturers. A lot more people are producing wheels. But, you know, Lexani's kind of a name that if you get a Lexani, it's just, again, it's supposed to be a high-quality wheel, just like when you think of Antera or Momo or brands like that. They're not just like basic, you know, eBay specials. They're expensive wheels, and I think I paid about $2,500 a set, which is a pretty fair deal. That was with tires. You know, regardless, it just shouldn't happen. I get it, 10, 12 years down the road, maybe you might develop a little bit of a problem, but after this amount of time, the amount of rust and flaking on this and the bubbling of the chrome, to me, tells me this has gone on for a lot longer than the 5-year mark. This has happened a long time ago. So, super disappointing. Not sure if they were just improperly chromed. Again, this is just another reminder that you really have to nitpick everything. You know, when I got these wheels, I just expected that they were going to be no problems at all. This wheel, when I got it, even part of the chrome on the back of the wheel and the inside of the dish has like kind of a, like, not a defect, but it's almost like a discoloration in the chrome. You know, it's parts of the inside lip. You know, it's not perfectly smooth like the outside. Like it's almost like, I don't know if they sent a factory second to me or what, but again, this is the kind of thing that you just cannot trust anybody to do the right thing. So again, if you guys are in the market to buy wheels, no matter where you buy your wheels from, even if they're eBay specials, when you buy a wheel, make sure you thoroughly inspect the inside and the outside of those wheels prior to mounting and balancing them and putting them on your car. You know, ask the manufacturer or demand that when you get them through, whether it be a Discount Tire, Les Schwab, or mom and pop shop, you know, Victoria Tire Wheel, wherever you buy your wheels, is when you get them and you go to mount them, actually inspect each wheel. Don't depend upon the guy at the tire shop to actually do that for you, because they're not going to do it. They're going to slap them on the car. They're not going to be really anal about it, you know. And when you're spending good money on wheels, it doesn't really matter what you're spending. You know, I had a situation recently. I ordered some. They were what are they? They're eBay specials, but it's a brand name. It's Strada. I ordered a set of Strada wheels, and I got the wheels from the manufacturer, from the eBay seller, which is an authorized Strada dealer, and it had a kind of like almost like a gouge on the inside lip. And you know, they dragged their feet for like 3 weeks before sending me a new wheel. Finally, I got one. But again, inspect each wheel. The Lexanis, I did not inspect them when I got them. They said they were in. I looked at the face on one. I said they look good. We put them on the car, or the tire shop put them on the car. Had I known that the inside of the wheel looked like that, I would have sent it back, you know. And what probably happened, because of the bolt pattern, I did wait for about 3 months. It was a 5-on-108, which you would think it's not, you know, a super uncommon bolt pattern. It's not like they're a custom-made wheel. There was a delay where I waited about 2 or 3 months of those wheels, and now I kind of wonder, you know, did they send me something that they just kind of slapped together, you know? So extremely disappointing. Shame on you, Lexani, for sending wheels like that out to your customers. I will go ahead, for any of you that are interested, I don't have the wheel in front of me here. I left it at the tire shop. They're mounting a different tire on the wheel, because the tires that I had are discontinued now, so I need one new tire. So unfortunately, I have one mixed match tire. I don't want to buy 4 new tires when 3 of them are, again, less than 3,000 miles on them. So it's not going to be horrible. But again, you know, part of the problem with why it was leaking was because of this little bit of chrome flakage. So what they're going to do is just take a little bit of a wire brush, knock off some of the loose chrome, put some tire sealant, not the green stuff, it's stuff they use on the bead, and hopefully we won't have any kind of problems. I don't want to have to buy a new wheel. I mean, absolutely ridiculous for wheels that have been babied like this. So, you know, hopefully Lexani sees this video. Maybe they'll reach out. I am going to send an email to them stating that this is absolutely unacceptable. Unfortunately, like most companies, they have a 1-year warranty. A lot of wheel companies will have a warranty on structural defects or damage. But when it comes to finishes, a lot of them don't warranty it more than a year. Unfortunately, within a year, it's kind of an easy way of getting out of being held responsible, because who's going to get a new set of wheels, put them on the car, and have a problem with a year? You can't. What are you going to take them off, inspect the inside? You don't know what's going on underneath the bead. Really disappointing and just unfortunate. And next time, I'll definitely be careful. Again, one, to inspect the wheels when I get them. Make sure everything looks perfect. Not a hint, because if you have any kind of problems in the chrome, anything, a nick, anything, it could develop into a problem. And I didn't inspect these wheels when I got them. You know, other wheels I have, I just figured Lexani, you know, that's a really good, reputable brand. They're huge in the SEMA show. I mean, I've been to the SEMA show before. I've seen their booth. They have amazing cars. You look on YouTube; they're all over YouTube, putting, you know, 24s on Benz S550s. I mean, expensive stuff. I'll tell you right now, for a car that cost over 100 grand, I wouldn't waste my money on a cheap set of Lexanis like this. So, unfortunate. Maybe I just got a bad one. Not really sure. But the unfortunate thing is when I went to their website, paying what I paid, I kind of expected to maybe see like some sort of warranty or against manufacturer defects for chrome or finishing. But I didn't see any of that. It just says 1 year. All kinds of loopholes on how to get out of taking care of it, but too bad. If you guys haven't seen, if you guys are watching this video, you haven't seen the car that's on, go to my playlist and just search for Fat Cat Jaguar, and you'll find the car that's on. It's a gorgeous car. I absolutely love the S-Type. I've always liked the S-Type. It's one of those timeless cars that, no matter how old it is, you know, it still just, to me, looks amazing, and I love it. I got the 20-inch Lexani R4s on it. I got it dropped on H&R springs, about 1.3 inches. Pretty basic, not too much done. Stock stereo, added an amp with a audio control converter. Nice 112 in the back. Replaced the HIDs with, you know, newer bulbs. I did have some 12,000 Ks in there. I wanted something that was going to be, you know, just easier to, just more visible. The 12,000 is just, depending on the housing, you might get away with those colored kind of bulbs. Sometimes you can see great out of them, but it really depends on the housing. And for me, they were a little dim. So I replaced ballast. I know this isn't about this, but I replaced ballast igniters in it. It went back to like a 5,000, 6,000 K more white. What else? I had a Mina Gallery intake exhaust. I mean, the car is awesome. So check it out if you haven't seen it. I will do another video like this once the springtime comes around and I have the car out and I could show you guys what the car looks like and just kind of, I guess, do another video. But anyway, again, guys, be careful. You know, again, buyer beware. That's the main point of this video. Buyer beware. No matter what brand you go with, whether it's affordable or expensive or, you know, a heavily marked up brand, never expect brands or companies or people to do the right thing. You have to be the boss. You got to take control and definitely inspect these things. Make sure you're getting something that doesn't have any defects whatsoever. I'm at the point now with any time I bring my car somewhere or have anything done, I take pictures prior, and I have the guy come out. I say, look, you know, this is the, you know, today I said, look, this is the wheel. I took pictures, you know, macro pictures all of the whole thing. I want you to look at this. You can see the wheel's brand new. There's not any scratches. I don't want to get this back with any kind of nicks or scratches, because if I do, you're gonna have to replace the wheel. I mean, and that's the attitude you have to take with people, because they'll do something. Perfect example, my Honda, the new wheels I just got. When I got those put on, he was like, I didn't have them put them on. I actually just had Mountain balance them, and I put them on myself. First thing he says when he brings the tires out to put in my car, he's like, yeah, you know one of these has a scratch? I'm like, no, they don't. And these I definitely inspected front and back. I was like, no, there was no scratch there. He's like, my guy said it was there. No, that's a lie, you know. So he did offer to replace that wheel, but honestly, it was such a small scratch. I said, you know what? He's taking care of me on other things. I said, let's just call it even on this, and I'll make sure But next time we'll be very thorough. And it's not the first time this has happened. I've had my Solar in places. You know, I had to have a flat fixed somewhere else, different company. And, you know, 3 months later, I'm detailing the car and I'm looking and I see, you know, this kind of rusty kind of scrape across the wheel. He probably did it with the, you know, the pry bar they use. Just, you know, people do not treat things like it's their own. And that's the unfortunate part of doing business, people. I'm sure there are shops that do, you know, really meticulous places, but a lot of them are just wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And you really got to protect yourself. So lesson learned again, at least, you know, discount, you know, they're going to take care of me on the one tire, but you know, the wheel hopefully doesn't develop into something else. It's really unfortunate. So anyway, guys, let me know if you guys have any experience with Lexani wheels. You know, this isn't the kind of the kind of quality you expect from a brand like this. This is the kind of things you expect from your eBay specials, the no-name brands, the inexpensive brands, not Lexani. So unfortunate, but it is what it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Drop a comment. You guys have a great day. Take care.